Are you ready for some more Amazon Prime? Because I know you are. Like,
Well, we're waiting.
It has begun!
I am Optimus Prime.
I'm in my prime.
Prime time, bitch!
Yeah, baby!
okay, I hope everybody liked that. It's hard finding new intros for these things, but maybe I'll just keep using that one as that, or just not do any more intros because it's hard to get jacked up for the Amazon Prime. And this edition from the past winter is really one of the best ones I've picked up. I've got 11 DVDs and Blu-ray, and I got one book to show. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the book first, because I want to get it out of the way. And this, my friends, is the Legion Companion. Or Companion. Sorry, Companion. The Legion Companion. This bad boy from Tomorrow's Publishing looks at the Legion of Superheroes. But it also looks at the writers, like Gary Bates. It looks at in interviews, they look at Gary Bates. They look at Nelson Bridwell. Almost a lot of these guys are gone now. And Jim Shooter has a big piece in this. Mort Weisinger's in it. Mort Weisinger, yeah. Everybody is in this, and there's like a lot of interviews, and it's nice to see that. Now, the guy seen it, he told me it wasn't going to be in near mint shape. It's on the listing, and I looked on my comic shop, and I looked in Mile High, and they didn't have this in. This is getting harder and harder to find, and the only reason I know about this is because I would check it out at the library. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get that. I dig that. I need to get that. So that's good. Now let's get to the movies and DVDs and Blu-rays. Well, one of the first things I picked up that I saw on there back in January was a movie that Eddie, that lucky SOB, had picked up back in our trip to McKay's. And I said, hey, do they have another copy of it? Because he picked up Return to Mayberry. So he didn't have one. He went and looked with me. We couldn't find one. So I just chalked it as a loss. And then something made me remember it. I'm sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute. I wonder if they got Return to Mayberry on here. And they did. This is the Andy Griffith reunion show movie. You know, this is the true reunion movie. And it has Andy come back to Mayberry. And Barney, as you can tell in the back, is running for sheriff. You know, he wants to be sheriff, and Andy knows. You know, he don't want to be sheriff. Andy don't, but the townspeople love Andy, and they want Andy to do it. And Andy finally, for Barney, decides to come back and do it. And it's a good little touch. It's a good little wrap up of the series. And it's hard to believe almost everybody's gone now. And at least, you know, it's from the 1980s. It's 1980s, and this was cheaper than I thought it would be, because I didn't know if they would have it. Now, another series that I was weirdly talking about on Facebook back in, I think it was in January, late December or January. I was talking about this series. It's because it's one of my favorite short-lived shows. I used to watch it on Nick at Night when I was a kid, and it was F Troop. Now, this on Amazon Prime was really marked down. The complete series of F Troop is on there, and I hate how they send something loose. Why can you not send something that's not loose? So I have to open this up, fix it back, and stop it from being loose. But yeah, this was F Troop, and that's the complete series of that. So that's pretty cool. I'm getting a lot of complete series sets and of shows I liked. And if they're cheap enough, I'll grab them like F Troop there. And I always liked that it was made up. It was a made up Western. F Troop was. Everything about it was, the whole premise of the show was made up. Agorn and everything his character was tied into a made up situation, and he leads the troop that nobody wants to lead. He gets over a fort that nobody wants to be part of. And I love the conniving. You know, the Indians are working with God, I can't think of his character, but it's funny. It's a funny show, and I always remember laughing. And it's a shame that the show only lasted 2 seasons, because it was pretty funny. And let's move on. I know y'all don't want to hear me talk about F Troop. Now, in February, I was scrolling through Because like I said, I always order a couple things each month. I don't try to order everything every 1 month. And it just go through, just look through, see if you can find something good that you might want. And one of these I found was a movie that I've been looking from Rodney Dangerfield. And I couldn't find it solo in DVD, but I did find it on Blu-ray. And it is Back to School and Easy Money. Now, I've been looking for Easy Money. Easy Money is one of the films that I've been looking for. And I couldn't find it at McKay's. And I was sitting there, I was like, it just too flashed to me. I was like, I better go and get that. Because they only had a few copies of this Blu-ray left, this Blu-ray combo pack. And Back to School was funny as can be, man. I love that movie. But Easy Money is just as good. And Easy Money has Rodney. He can earn some, I think, $1 million if he gives up smoking, drinking, swearing. You know, and he's got to do it for a full year. And it's a good movie. The whole premise is one guy put together. So it was so unique because normally comedies have 3 acts. Well, the first act this one has like 3 to a complete switch around with the acts. It's like one setup goes longer, and he described it. I can't remember who it was, but he said that's why Easy Money is so different than a lot of other shows, movies. I mean, now get into another movie that I always wanted, and this is from the 1980s too, and this one's based on a true story. This one is based on a true story, as unbelievable as it sounds. You could Google this one. And I can't remember the case because I remember bringing it up once on Facebook. But Kevin Kline, who is another one of my favorite comedic actors, played in this movie called I Love You to Death. And it's got an all-star cast. It's got Tracy Ullman. It's got River Phoenix, Keanu Reeves, John. I think it's got all these guys in it. It's got all these people in it. And in it, Joey, Kevin Kline, is married to Tracy Ullman's character, and he's cheating on her. He's a pizza owner, and I always remember this. He's like, "It's me, the pizza man," and I always remember that line when he says it. Well, he's cheating on her with another woman. Well, this is based on a true story. The woman involved actually tries to get her husband, off her husband. Well, they end up staying together. It's unbelievable as it sounds. And they stayed together for the rest of their lives at the end because she admitted she was, and he admitted he was wrong to do that. And it's a funny movie for that. And it's based on a true story. And this one is too. It's got some humor in it. It's it's a funny dark comedy at times but I laugh because Kevin Kline makes it so good. And I couldn't find this on DVD. And I finally found it on Blu-ray, which I'll be happy with because I like Kevin Kline. He's one of my favorite actors in comedies, and I've got most of his good stuff, so I'm happy. Now, another Blu-ray I found cheaper than the DVD is from a show that I've tried to get it into, but he won't do it. I give up. But it's South Park, The End of Obesity. And South Park had put out these specials that would air on Paramount, which led to a lawsuit with I think Warner Brothers Discovery, because they were basically doing 6 to 8 episode seasons and then doing the rest on these specials, putting together these big specials. And this was the End of Obesity special, which really wasn't as good. Well, the Blu-ray is actually cheaper on a sale that I saw than the DVD, because I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get this on DVD, but I was like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and get it on Blu-ray because it's cheaper. And the specials are not part of the DVD sets, which is why I had to pick this one up. And this special wasn't as good. I don't think the special was as good as the other ones. And I'm trying to hunt down which ones I need, because I'm trying to get the South Park specials to go with my DVD sets. So it's a long story. It's a long deal. So let's keep going. Let's keep going with this. Now, the last animation DVD I got is a South Park one. And this one is actually a little bit better. This one reminds me of a full episode of how crazy it is. And this is South Park, Not Suitable for Children. And this is basically them selling energy drinks. And it's basically based off the Roman Paul, or let's see. It's one of the Paul Brothers things. This is them just basically ripping that, and they're selling this energy drink called Cred, and Cred is like so that it becomes so popular with kids. They want it. It's like a drug. And I remember watching them tear a store apart in the episode, and I was laughing so hard at it because that's what South Park does. It rips a lot of modern stuff and how consumerism is, and that's why I liked it. So that's the end of the comedy and animation. I picked up a couple, like I said, and it's time to get to some real cool movies. And this one actually came on a set. This is a Roger Coleman's Cult Classics all-night marathon set. This is the Sword and Sorcery collection. And I actually like this one because this one actually has 3 movies I didn't have. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this. This has Deathstalker, the first one, and Deathstalker 2. And it has the Barbarian Queen and the Warrior and the Sorceress. You can see all 4 of these movies here listed right here. Now, I was looking at the reviews after I ordered this, and they said that this Deathstalker 2 copy kind of cuts a few minutes off the original. And I actually had the original and surprised Eddie. And Eddie's the one that actually helped me find it. And he was like, don't you remember you helped me find it? And I don't think he remembered it because I think we was at the con and he helped pull it out for me. So Deathstalker 2 was actually, this version could be different. I'll have to watch the Deathstalker 2 the copy I got, and see how much it's different. But from what the reviews I read, they've cut a couple minutes off this version for this. But I ain't seen the other movies from this, so this is kind of cool. Now, speaking of kind of cool movies, and back in January I watched this. This one actually pleased me. This pleased me, and I was like, I got some laughs from it, and it's so. It's a sequel or a remake. It's a sequel type remake movie. And the first movie appeared in 1960s. It's a trailer park. It was a trailer park movie type deal, or you go to a drive-in movie. I'm sorry, a drive-in type movie. My mistake, drive-in type movie. And it was 2000 Maniacs. Well, in 1999 or 2000, they decided to put out a movie called 2001 Maniacs. And I was like, okay, I like this movie enough, and it's really good. It's really funny comedy, and Robert Englund he's really great in this, and it's just so over the top. It's comedy horror, and the songs that these two old guys sing as they follow characters around, and it's just goofy comedy, and it's basically about a bunch of people end up in this thing called Pleasant Valley. And Robert Englund's character says, we're inviting you to the Jubilee. And I'm not going to give anything else away. If you watch it, it's funny as crap. And it's just I had the sequel to it, but I got rid of it. And part of me's kind of like, maybe I should have kept that sequel. Maybe I should have kept the sequel to 2001 Maniacs. But Eddie says it's not as good. And because Robert Englund wasn't in it. And maybe I should have kept that, That's kind of got me thinking. Now we're going to go to straight horror films. And I picked up a good couple horror films that I remember actually watching. And one I needed in the series. And I think this will be the last one I get because I didn't like the other Return of the Dead films. But this is Return of the Dead 3. And I've been wanting to get this one for a while because I got Return of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead 2, and I was like, I need to get Return of the Living Dead 3. Because to me, I think it just works best as a trilogy series. And this one is not the comedy horror like the first two. Doesn't have the comedy horror elements from what I remember watching. I used to watch that on HBO back in the day, so I think it's on Tubi too. So, but another one I remember used to watching on HBO, and this is one that I was like, I wonder if you got a DVD of that. Because I saw a guy, and I think it's Corey. He sells. He sets up. He used to have the Cult Shop, and he was talking about this VHS, and I was like, I wonder if they got that on DVD, cheap. And it's Frankenhooker. Yes, Frankenhooker. A terrifying tale of. I'm not gonna say, but yeah, This was one that I was wanting to get. I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this. So this was one that, okay. I remember watching this back on HBO back in the day. And I was like, okay, I got to get this one. This is a nice one there. And finally, the last horror series I picked up, and this has got 2 movies on it. And I actually remember watching this too on HBO back in the day. Back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was Waxwork and Waxwork 2. Oh, yes. So I wanted to go ahead and get these 2 movies. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get that cheap on a set. But that's it. That was my haul over the last 3.5 months. I picked up a lot of nice stuff. It was always nice to pick up. And I like these Amazon Prime videos because, you can pick up some good stuff. At times you can find them cheap. Finding the Blu-rays cheaper than the DVDs is pretty odd. At times, but that's how sales work. You have to scope through. You have to look. I Love You to Death is an example. I had wanted to get I Love You to Death, and they had a combo DVD set with To Die For, and I remember that To Die For was always a good one, maybe because it's based off a true story as well. Well, I couldn't get it. Because the set was sold out. And he never could get it in. And it was and when I saw it one time, it was like $50 or $60 for it. Because of the rarity. And I was like, crap. So I just went ahead and got the Blu-ray of I Love You to Death. And I'll let To Die For go. Maybe I'll find it. My luck, I'll find it in the pawn shop now. Yeah. I'll walk in there and I'll be like, oh, crap, there it is. And I'll go ahead and pick it up. Because like I said, I like that movie. But overall, I'm happy with what I got. I like my Legion companion and everything. And I'm pretty happy with this past couple months. So, hope you enjoy this video. And like I said, check out your Amazon Prime. You might find some stuff. I know I don't support, a lot of things Jeff Bezos does. But, hey, sometimes he has some good sales on there. And it's worth checking out. And, now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go watch me some of this movie right here. Oh, yeah.